how you're doing? I hope everybody's good. I hope everybody's had a fantastic Easter weekend. It was great. It was nice, easy, chilled with family. I hope you enjoyed it too. I definitely did. I've just come back to do another video for you guys because this one was kind of not really requested, but these are questions I get on my Instagram about travel, about being a solo traveler. It's mostly women that ask me, you know, how do you travel alone? Why do you always travel alone? You know, how do you do it? I want to try, but how do I go? Where do I go? What should I do? What shouldn't I do? So I'm here to answer all those questions and teach everybody to be an absolutely epic solo traveler, because I think it's one of the best decisions you'll ever make. It's so liberating. I'm here to teach you guys how to do that, so stay tuned. My first tip would definitely be start saving your money. Travel costs money, whether you like it or not. A lot of people like to say, oh, you can travel for free, you can do this, you can do that. I ain't got time for that. I like to know that if I want to travel somewhere, I've saved up, I've got enough income to kind of go somewhere, really enjoy myself, make sure I'm okay as well. In case something happens, I have that little bit of extra cash to cover any sort of little things that go on. So tip number one, save your money. You've got a flight to book, you've got accommodation to book, you've got food to eat, you've got all sorts of things. So start saving your money. Stop shopping, start saving. Tip number two, I'd say start with the city. Definitely start with the city. I started out traveling to London. I know it sounds like crazy because I live in the UK anyway, but definitely traveling to London from where I live is a trip. So I started with the city, and I used to use these gorgeous apartments called Fraser's Hospitality. I'll leave a link in the description box below. That's what I used to do. I'd just book a weekend away, and start with a weekend as well. Give yourself, you know, pace yourself. Don't go away for a week and then start crying halfway through. Do I'd say 3 to 4 days. If you can go on a Thursday, come back on a Sunday, that'll be great. If you can go on a Friday, come back on a Monday, that's absolutely fantastic. That's what I usually like to do. So like I said, I started with London. I'd go there, book my apartment, just see the city a little bit, get myself acquainted with public transport, because that's not something that we really have here. Well, I live in the sticks, so you know, we don't have just trains running around everywhere. We don't. So it's things like that. It teaches you how to kind of look after yourself no matter where you go. So start with the city. If you're feeling brave enough to not just do London, especially if you live here in the UK, then go somewhere else. Go to Paris, go to Milan, which is what I started doing. I went to Paris, I went to Milan, I went to Brussels, and then I started venturing further out. I found myself in Australia. But don't go there just first time. No. Start slow. So definitely start with the city. Okay, so that's tip number two. Tip number three, do some research on what's going on in that particular place you're going to, particular country you're going to. Find out what's, you know, if there are any gigs going on. You know, there might even be a concert that you could go to, which, you know, would be great. Places like Brussels always have something going on. Oh my god, there's always something going on there. Especially they have a lot of like jazz clubs, and you can go to a restaurant and then at the end of the day it's like live music. It's just, I always find it so fantastic to go to. Yeah, definitely do some research on the things you can do over there, the food you can eat, all sorts. Just do some research and get yourself acquainted with some good places and some good people. So definitely do your research on the city or the country you're going to. Okay? Tip number four, I'd say book your accommodation and your flights well in advance. I start searching for things a year in advance. Like it's June now, I'm looking for stuff for next June. You know, because the flights will be cheaper if you book everything now. It's a little bit earlier, definitely be cheaper, so you will save yourself some money. You know, it saves you hassle as well, having to panic, and just maybe you find you don't like the accommodation, or you have to take several flights just to get to a small city or something like that. So definitely book early. For my bookings for my accommodation, I always use booking.com, which is my number one, and then also Airbnb, or what's the other one, Kayak. You can use Kayak. They also have accommodation and stuff on there that you can book all at once. But for my flights, I always use Skyscanner. I just find it so handy, so easy to navigate. It's just it's the one. So booking.com, Airbnb, Skyscanner, definitely those are 3 of my favorites. And I have a booking.com discount code, so you can use that and get 10% off your accommodation. But yeah, definitely book all these things in advance to save yourself some money. Do it. So tip number 5 is transport. Make sure that the accommodation that you pick is close to the airport, especially if you're going for the first time. You don't want to panic and find that you're hours away from the airport and you can't get there in time, or you have to travel a little bit too early. Just book something that's close to the city, but you also have access to other things. So for instance, when I was in Copenhagen, there was a train straight from the airport to my accommodation, and that was absolutely fab. So I could literally go anywhere and do what I wanted, and I knew it would take me, I think it took about 10-15 minutes to get to the airport, which was great. So find out all the links to public transport, or just use an Uber, and make sure that it's not too far as well. You don't want to be spending too much on transport when you could walk and get to see the city a little bit more as well. So definitely check out your transport and see what's available for you to use at a cheaper rate. Tip number 6, make friends. This is so essential. No matter where you go in the world, you have to just learn to let go and make friends with people. You know, it doesn't matter what type of friendship you have, just make friends. Use your personality. We all have a personality. It's free. Talk to people, you know, speak to them, find out exactly what's going on, you know, in the country, and that's the way you get people to guide you around, and you find some of the best places to go, best places to stay. For instance, in Croatia, we had someone who we made friends with him, and he took us to all these islands. When I was doing the photo shoot for my swimwear brand, me and my friends were just like, this is amazing. We were on this boat and he was like, I'll take you here, let's go here, we were like, yeah, let's go, let's do this. So, and now we're friends. So when I go back, I have that facility there to kind of go and use that, and I'll be island hopping again because I smiled and I made a friend. So that's what you should do too. Don't go out there and be too frigid. Just go, relax, make friends. That's definitely an important tip, okay? So do it. This one's a bit tricky because I've been struggling with my French. It hasn't been that great. I can do the bonjour, ça va bien, merci et toi, je m'appelle Nathalie. You know, I'm trying. Yeah, I know, it's cute, it's very, very cute, I know. But definitely learn the language. I think it's essential, and I'm beating myself up because I'm not putting that much into it, but I just think it's so beautiful when you can have a conversation in the native language of the country you're visiting. It's awesome. It's a good skill to have. Takes away a lot of it's an icebreaker as well, especially if you make mistakes with the language. Another thing to learn, I know this is a bit naughty, and I do it all the time. If I'm going somewhere, I want to learn at least 5 swear words. So if something happens, like if I drop my bag or I drop my food, you know, you can say something. You can be like in Greece, they like saying malaka. So is it malaka? And yeah, I kept saying that, and they were just like, oh, who told you that? I was like, don't worry about that. I dropped my food. I dropped my souvlaki. Malaka. Damn it. You know, so definitely learn some words, learn some phrases, and just get acquainted with everybody out there, because you never know who you're going to meet and what's going to happen with your life. So, and it's definitely a good skill to have. So learn the language if you have time. Tip number 8 is to look after yourself. The most important thing is not to put yourself in a vulnerable situation. You're in a totally different country, you're in a totally different situation. You're not at home. Don't act ignorant. That's definitely one thing. And especially now with, I know this sounds bad, but with a lot of influencers, you know, they want the Insta shot and they want this, and they can get very disrespectful. It's like, I want the shot, I want this, I want that. Standing on temples in order to get the view of a sunset, and I was like, those are temples. Why are you standing up there? Respect people's cultures when you go to other countries. Just do it. Don't argue. Don't get yourself in trouble. Be respectful of other people's cultures. Definitely do that. Look after yourself, because they won't like it. How would you like it if people just came here and disrespected your entire culture? you know, your entire existence. Go, be respectful, okay? So that's one thing I'm very, very like adamant with. Don't be rude to locals. Those people are looking after you. And another thing, this one's a bit tricky. I need to be careful. Let me scoot back because you might punch me. For instance, I went to Cambodia and my food was $2, and this was it was like a noodle dish. Listen, so I got, my meal was $2, the drink was like 50 cents or something like that, and the guy sitting next to me asked for a discount. $2. I always say just pay unless you have to bargain, but listen, $2, come on people. No, don't do that. Don't do that with me. This is why I travel alone, because I'll body slam you. I lift weights, so I will lift you and I will throw you away in the bin. That's where you're gonna go. Don't do things like that. Obviously there are places where you should bargain, but $2 is not something to bargain over. You know your boundaries and be respectful of the culture, like I said. Anyway, I'll leave it there before I start saying things I'm not supposed to be saying. But just be respectful of the culture and look after yourself, okay? That's all I'm saying. Tip number 9 is rest. Most people drink too much and they don't even remember their trip. I've heard conversations on flights where people are like, I don't even remember what happened. It's like, so you spent all that money and you don't even remember your entire trip. Why? Just enjoy yourself. Enjoy the culture, enjoy the food, enjoy the people, enjoy yourself, enjoy your personality. That's the most important thing. Bring yourself out and just go out there, and everybody knows you. So what are you gonna do? Be your best self. You know, that's the only thing you can do. Just be your best self when you go out there. Enjoy it. Make friends, like I said. Enjoy the experience. Don't overdo it, but definitely rest. You have to give yourself at least one day to rest. Even if you're just walking around the city, find yourself a really nice restaurant, relax, enjoy your hotel room. You've paid for that room. If it's a hotel, if it's a villa, whatever it is you've booked for yourself. I personally like to book little villas. I usually sit there chilling, you know, I'll have maybe a little glass of wine or something. Just relax, enjoy. You don't have to do everything all the time. Sometimes just go, relax, rest, and start over the next day. So definitely rest, chill, yeah? Slow down. And last but not least, my number 10 tip is just to enjoy the whole experience. No matter what happens, listen, life's too short to go somewhere and start complaining. That's the one thing I can't stand, is when people start complaining when they're going somewhere. You are privileged enough to travel. You've got the privilege to go from place to place and enjoy different things, enjoy different cultures. Don't complain. What you're giving is what you're gonna get. So if you're out there complaining, it's gonna keep chucking all this nonsense at you. Trust me. So if you go somewhere, just enjoy it. Sometimes the weather won't be in your favor. Sometimes the accommodation won't be in your favor, and you might not be able to change that. What are you gonna do? Do something that'll give you more of a positive experience. You know what I mean? So just enjoy yourself, enjoy your own company, be confident, don't feel scared. There's nothing to be scared of. Everybody is just a human being. We're all ending up the same way when our life ends. So what are you so scared of? What's the fear? Don't be scared of getting on a plane. What you doing? I know there are all sorts of things that happen these days, but anything could happen at any time, and there's no point dwelling on the things that could possibly happen. Do what you need to do to enjoy your life. And if you're going to be a solo traveler, be confident, enjoy, don't be too crazy, just live your life, live your best life, and you can do it all by yourself, like I have. I just wanted to share my top tips. I hope you guys have enjoyed them. I hope they've been helpful. If you have any more questions, I'm going to put these questions up on my Instagram as well, so if you follow me on there, you'll probably be able to see this. But I just thought I'd come through and answer some of the questions. But if you have any more, you know where to find me. I'll leave all my details in the description box below. And yeah, and I'll speak to you guys in the next vid. Take care. Love you. Bye.